Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for joining. Today, we're going to be talking with the Draco Leopard gang. So we're going to get the ins and outs and see what how they originated, where they're at now, what they got coming in the future. I'm kind of excited. I'm really excited for this project. I was listening to them in the Twitter Spaces a little bit. I didn't want to listen too much because I wanted to do all my learning on the live stream. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and pull up Draco Leopard gang. How's it going, man?
What's up, man? How's your day going?
Oh, it's going good. Just starting. Had my first energy drink. Ready to get it going.
Energy drink, huh? Yeah, I got right there.
There you go. I just had a bang energy. So if you don't mind, I heard a little bit in the Twitter Spaces. But do you mind doing an introduction and then just letting us know what your project's all about?
Yeah, I'd already told you, but I'll tell your audience. I'm at work. I work on a drilling rig, so excuse my clothing attire. This is my work clothing. But my name's Jeremy. I am the project manager and co-creator of the Draco Leopard gang. Um, we are really a community focused project. We focus a lot on what we can give to the community with this project. We've got a really cool storyline that goes with it. We're planning on doing a cartoon down the road, and we'll get into like how you could be a part of the cartoon and everything here in a little bit. But the Draco Leopards kind of came about. Me and Steve, which Steve was going to be here today, but he got called into a business meeting. And Pete, the other artist, has been dealing with a really close death in the family, or both of those guys would be here. But we kind of met through kind of a crazy situation in another space of the webverse, and we came together. We all have kind of the same philosophy, same mentality. We're all three, even though different, kind of raised up through some rough situations, and we're all very giving. And we come together, and we wanted to create an NFT project. Um, but we didn't want to just create like another lion or tiger or bear or monkey or whatever. They're all single species. So we wanted something unique, and so we got to brainstorming and put dragons and leopards together. Dragons are, of course, considered fantasy, and leopards or snow leopards are, real life stuff. So they combined the two, and the two artists, like I said, Steve and Pete, really amazing artists. It took them a while to come up with a concept, how to combine those two, but we combined them. All three of us kind of sit around and listen to spaces for a lot of other projects and kind of what the communities were begging for. And we tried to implement those things into our project that we heard everybody wanted from other projects. So take their failures and their successes and kind of fix the failures and use the successes with our project. As far as which we can do, I'll tell the whole storyline, here in a few minutes with the story. But as far as like utility and stuff, we're going to be giving 40% of the maximum allowed royalties back to holders through a lottery system that we developed that makes sure everybody gets the royalty, but it also kind of keeps you outside of future security laws that could get you in trouble. So we're going to do that. We're also going to give everybody the IP rights, of course, but you hear a lot of projects give out the IP rights, but a lot of the people don't know how to use them, or they don't have the money to use them to start a
Yeah.
business with their IP right. So we actually are going to supply the platform for free. You'll be able to upload your NFT number in the site. You can help, design your merch, but if not, the website will actually design it for you. It'll make it for you. It'll ship it for you. It'll advertise it. It'll do all of those things for you. And the holder will get 70% of the profit off of that merch, and then 30% will actually go back to the project and community wallet. Um, we're
Wow.
also going to, of course, everybody that mints is going to get a free T-shirt with our stuff on it, with our emblem and everything on it. Um, we do have some future mints planned, weapons, stuff like that. Uh, I know when we mint the weapons, we're going to take 50% of that mint and give it back to day one holders. Like the people that originally minted, they're all going to get the 50% of that mint's going to go back to those guys. Um,
Nice.
our our charity that we're starting with, we're really children's focused. All three of us are fathers. I know Pete has a couple of special needs children, and so children are really close to us, and lots of mamas and daddies are out living their kids, and that's not cool. So we're going to take 10% of that first mint and give it to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. They
Awesome.
actually, yeah, and it's cool because they actually have a crypto department. A lot of these companies are kind of wising up,
Oh, I
especially
didn't know
charities.
that.
Yeah, they have. When we first reached out to them, they were like, "Oh, that's cool. Here's our crypto division." I was like, "Okay." So they actually have a
Wow,
crypto division.
that is cool. I did not know that. And St. Jude's, that is a great charity, man. That's great.
Absolutely, man. And we're going to do that. For those of you that don't, I know there'll be some of the people that's talked to us, but we're also going to have the golden Draco that you put as our thumbnail.
Yeah,
We're going to have that golden Draco in the mint, one of those. And if you're the lucky person to mint that golden Draco, you're going to get 2% of our total mint, uh, which comes out to roughly $40,000 in the pocket of the person that mints that. We're
wow.
going to have
You're
five.
gonna be changing somebody's life. I mean, multiple people's
Absolutely,
lives.
man. That's
I
crazy,
mean,
and a lot of people have never had a lump sum of money like that. So, you hear it all the time. A lot of lottery winners are broke again in 3 years.
yeah,
So we're going to actually try to provide some financial advice and, non-financial advice, financial advice,
yeah.
and work with them with some financial literacy stuff, and so that they don't just lose that $40,000.
That is great, man. Let
Yes,
me just
sir.
really quick. Let me just say what's up to the chat. Tim Shea, thank you for showing up. Awesome, thank you. Jahan, what's going on, brother? Thank you for showing up. Tim Tim Shea says St. Jude is wonderful. It is. It is great. It is great. Yeah, so I didn't want to learn too much from the Twitter Spaces. I pretty much just jumped in to say hi, and we were just you're just pulling people up just to talk, just to get to know people. I'd
Yes,
like to do
sir.
the same. I'd like to do the same thing here. I just want to get to know you, get to know one of the people behind the project. My condolences go out to I'm not sure if it was Steve or Pete, but the
Pete.
loss in his family. Yeah, it's it's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yes, sir.
But I'd like to get to know more about you. What got you into crypto, and how did
Well,
this project just originate?
I got into crypto on accident a long time ago. I had bought some crypto and didn't really think too much about it. And like 3 years later, I remembered I had this crypto wallet, and I was like, man, I want to check and see. And I'd only bought like a couple $100 worth. And 3 years later, I opened the crypto wallet, and there's like 2 or 3 grand in there. And I'm
Oh,
like, holy cow. So I started really getting into crypto then and doing a lot of research and buying and selling. Uh, Watching a lot of videos and stuff to learn about it and just being part of the community. And then NFTs came along, and I like the artwork, and I like the investment side of it. And I met Steve. Found out Steve was an artist. This was after we had already met, and I was like, man, I'm putting it together in my head. I know crypto. This guy's an artist. Let's see what we can do. So
nice.
we kind of come together, and then he introduced me to Pete. Pete has done some stuff. I don't know if anybody else that's watching is old enough to remember the what was it called? The Wizard's Guide to Comics back in like the 80s.
I
I
remember
think they,
that.
yeah, he did some stuff for Marvel in there like 3 times.
Wow.
Uh, he's written children's books or narrated children's books. I believe he's under contract to be published again for his children's books right now. The
Nice.
dude's man, he went to school for art too. He's got an associate's and a bachelor's in art. So I mean he's top notch, man, and he's really Steve on the other hand kind of really taught himself and used his for kind of like an emotional escape, growing up. Because Steve, his mama wasn't too good of a mama, and she'd drop him off at his grandma's, and his grandma was an artist, and he would learn from her. And his dad wasn't ever around, and so he kind of used it as an escape. So two different situations of how they came about their art, but they found each other later in life, and man, they're just awesome artists, awesome people.
That is great. That's great. Um, so throughout your learning experiences in crypto, I mean, eh, Me personally, I've been wrecked. I've had a couple rug pulls. My first rug pull was Suzuki Inu. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yes, I remember it.
Yeah, I was actually at my grandmother's house just chilling on my cousins. I think it was like towards it was about Thanksgiving, and then the next day it was just gone. Have you experienced a rug pull uh, during your crypto time?
Fortunately, I have not been involved in anything that's been a rug pull. Fortunately,
Nice. So
because I'm
you're
kind
a
of
lucky one.
I usually wait too long to invest in something.
Oh, okay.
If that makes sense. So I a lot of times I stay away from the rug pull just because on accident that I stay away from stuff until it's too late most of the time.
Yeah. What was your big I mean, everybody has their big investment. Mine was Ethereum. I made most of my profit off Ethereum. That was my first, actually my first crypto I've ever invested in. Uh, what was yours?
I made about 30 to 40 thousand dollars off of Saitama Inu.
Say
Uh,
China, really? Wow, a lot of
yeah,
people.
and then I make quite a bit off of Shiba and Impact XP also.
Nice,
Yes,
nice,
sir.
man. Let me just catch up really quick on the chat. There's people are jumping in now. Let's see. Jay Thacker, hi Shaman. Thacker Thaker, if I say it wrong, I apologize. Shaman says, "Hey Jay, John, Shaman, what's up?" And thank you everybody for showing up. All the links to what we're talking about are in the description. The link tree, the Twitter. Check them out. Really cool project from everything I've heard so far. So I see right here on your roadmap it says preparing for the metaverse. Is there what type of metaverse are we looking at? Is it a game or something else?
We definitely want to have our Draco Leopards, where you can actually just kind of use them as avatars and stuff like that in the metaverse. But we're also looking at some gaming stuff also. Um, we would we're really trying to focus on games that are already established, getting our characters into already established games instead of, it's really hard to actually build a game that sticks. But
Oh,
if you can find a game that's already out there that's already stuck, they're all using different skins and things like that. That's
yeah,
really where we would like to get our characters into is existing games, and then of course there's avatars.
yeah. There's a lot of collabing going on with the existing games. Like Isles of Meta is one. I know a lot of projects are collabing with them, and they got cool little islands, and everybody gets their own island, and their game's
Yes, sir.
already set up. There's a lot of cool things. And then so the exoskeleton mint, that's just the original mint, or is that something different? Is that the first
Okay,
stage?
we're gonna have the Draco Leopard mint, and I'll kind of tell you how these all run together. You have the
Okay.
Draco Leopard mint, and then later we're gonna have the weapons mint, which 50% of that's going back to holders. The rest is gonna go to the project wallet. And then we're gonna have an exoskeleton mint. You'll hear in the story they can actually the Draco Leopards can actually manifest this exoskeleton that's kind of like a bulletproof vest.
Oh, cool.
Um, we'll have that mint, and what we're gonna offer is after a certain amount of time we're gonna take the snapshot, but you'll be able to get the exoskeleton you like, the weapon you like, combine it with your original Draco Leopard, and it'll burn the original NFTs, and you'll have the new one with all that stuff combined. Plus, it'll be 3D metaverse ready.
Oh, nice. So with the weapons, is there going to be some sort of in-game? Do you have, or it could be way down in the future, but are there any thoughts of like an in-game store to upgrade your avatar, your character?
We would like to do some of that stuff in the future. Right now, we're just thinking about building out the character.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. There's so many options that you can do with all these different metaverse things and stuff. I don't want to just say, yeah, we're going to be nailed to that one thing. Us personally are going to go whatever's best for the community. If that's what's best for the community, that's where we're going to go. And that's why you'll see on the roadmap it says there's not a whole lot of utility listed with those later mints. That's because we're going to let the community decide what those utilities are and what charities we're going to be donating to with those future mints.
Nice. So what blockchain is this, a Chronos, Ethereum, NFT? What blockchain are you guys on?
We are going to be on the Chronos chain. We are going to look at some cross chain stuff too down the road, to have some Ethereum stuff. But right now we're planning on the Kronos chain. As far as platform, we're still looking at platforms because we're looking for a platform. Originally, we were thinking CDC, but CDC kind of, I guess, you nerfs the contracts, what you can do with them.
Oh, okay.
So we're looking to the DeFi side now. And once again, we're going to use whatever platform is best for our community. That's also why we have not set a mint date. You know, a lot of projects mint and then build their community. We're doing it the opposite. We're going to build a community and then set a mint date.
Nice. I know you didn't set a mint date, but did you set is there a mint price?
Yes, sir. We're at right now. I'm going to base it on American dollars just because it's easier to understand. Because it depends
Yeah.
on what crypto you're using, right? But it's going to be 200 American each for the mint. And we correlate that price. We understand there's a bear market, and maybe it won't be a bear market when we set our mint date. Who knows?
Mhm.
But that price correlates with the roadmap because of everything that we're going to provide. That was the optimum. It wasn't too expensive, but it wasn't so cheap that we couldn't do that what we wanted to do with our roadmap. And our percentages are also, posted on Twitter and in our Discord and stuff like that. Or where that money, there they are right there, where that money's actually going to go. Um, you know, I personally believe that when creators take more than 25%, that they're taking too much, and we're well under that 25% range. What I'm actually taking as a creator is enough to where I can get out of the oil field and focus 100% of my attention on this project, and
Nice.
that's it. I'm not doing it for Lambos and lavish living. It's not going to be enough for all that. I just want to be able to survive and work on this project 100% of the time.
Are you working right now? Is that
Yes, sir. I am.
so?
I'm on a
I
drilling rig right now.
Awesome. I appreciate you to take the time away, and that shows a lot about your character. You're taking the time to jump on and talk about your project. That's really cool. That's really cool, man. Appreciate that.
You're
Let
welcome.
me let me just jump onto the chat really quick. The leopards are cool. Tim Shea, and once again, everybody, thank you for showing up. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. All the links to everything we're talking about is in the description. It's okay, Elris. We expected airdrops as apology. Okay, let's see. MK2000, hi everyone. Racket, what's going on, buddy? Thanks, man. Thanks for showing up. MK2000 and Racket. Awesome. So you said there's 3 people right now on the team, is
Yes,
right?
sir.
And the other 2 are the artists and
Yes, Steve and Peter, the artists. Now we have a couple of people helping us out from the community, and of course we have a couple of consultants that are going to do like the blockchain contracts and stuff like that. But the core of the team is me, Pete, and Steve, and then we have Dallas. A lot of people on Twitter know who Dallas is. He's our community manager. He does a lot of spaces and stuff like that in the morning.
nice. So it's kind of cool that I mean you're building your foundation in these market conditions, because you build a solid foundation for a project. Bull market comes, it's only that much better. But
Yes, sir.
how are you going to attract more investors during this market like this? What are your plans to get more people involved
It's really all about getting the word out.
in the world?
We believe we have a really strong roadmap. What we're going to provide back to the community. We're giving a lot back, and we're building businesses. Just so everyone knows, we're not just relying on our resales to be able to fund community wallet, project wallet. We're building things outside of the NFT itself that I really can't go in depth about it because we're still trying to sign some deals and
Yeah,
work some deals. But it's building a business outside of the NFT itself that also funnels straight to the community wallet and the project wallet, and that's for sustainability. We just it's just getting in front of people because most of the people that come in and they see the project and they see who we are and what we're about, they're ready and they're on board. So it's going
yeah,
to be a marketing push, really, just to get us in front of everybody. And I
yeah. Just
think we're
get
offering a lot more than a lot of other projects.
Yeah, and just getting out there, like your Twitter spaces that I've seen you in, the conversations get they're just great, and it's so positive, such a positive vibe in there.
Yes, sir.
Your Discords, let me see if I can get into it. Is it okay if I show some of the sneak peeks of the Dragos, or you want to save that just for
No,
Discord
that's
only?
fine. That's fine. And a lot of most of them are already on our Twitter anyway.
Oh, okay. Let me just jump
I
in
don't
here
know how
quick.
many he's posted in there. I know Steve was posting some in that sneak peek area.
Let's see. Sneak peeks. Yeah, there was quite a bit. I checked them out earlier. I just wanted to make sure it was cool. Nothing secret. No,
No, sir, nothing secret.
these look really awesome. And then I didn't realize until you said it that it's a dragon leopard mix. I just
Yes, sir.
that is really neat.
There's actually, let's see, if you scroll down, I think there's one with dragon wings. Uh,
And this
it's
is
got,
this one right here is the
yes, sir, the golden Draco.
golden Draco.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah.
Alien. Uh, I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember the movie The Labyrinth.
Oh yeah. I'm 41 years old, man. I was born in
Okay.
81. I
Well,
love
me too,
yeah.
man. Born in '81 myself. See, that
Yeah.
one there is, the Goblin King.
Which one? Where? Oh, right here.
Right there,
Yes.
when that one starts flicking through, the very first one, is the Goblin King from the Labyrinth.
Yeah. Who was that? Is that David Bowie?
David Bowie, yes. And
David
then there's
Bowie.
your see that one's got a little more dragon look to it with the
Okay,
wings
cool.
and the crest.
You got the Predator, the Heat Vision down here.
Yes, because hermaphites actually see, and the bad guys actually can see in heat vision like that. That one
Nice.
there's kind of a 30s gangster, 30s 40s gangster. His name's Blicky.
These are really cool, man. How many NFTs are going to be dropped? Is there a set number?
It's going to be a 10K project. We are going to go ahead and do an OG a small OG collection for CDC. And the reason for that is CDC requires you to have a small collection. You have to sell, I think you have to sell between 5 and 20 of those for curation purposes. Even though we're steering away from CDC because of the contract issues, who says later down the road that they're not going to have some stuff in there where you can work on your own contracts? So we want to have the ability to be curated there also, and so we're going to have a very small, probably 70-piece OG collection on CDC, and then the
Nice.
main drop is going to be 10,000 pieces.
Cool. So is there going to
Half,
be? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
this is something too that's different in other projects, and I didn't mean to interrupt you. Half of
No.
those are going to be female, half of those are going to be males. So you're going to have 5,000 females, 5,000 males, all in the same mint. The females are the ones that you're seeing now. You guys have not even seen the males yet. They're that little quarter or three-quarter turn. They have breastplate. The males will be facing straight forward and have horns on their noses and head. And they're completely equal in power and strength. And neither the male nor the females have to have each other to procreate in the story of the Draco Leopard. So you're not just using a female as a breeder like a lot of projects do. They're completely equal. They don't need each other.
Nice. When has the story already dropped? Is it in Discord somewhere? The storyline, or is it you working on it?
We have a base storyline. It's just a summary, but it's nowhere near. I mean, the actual full story is an epic novel.
Wow.
It's gonna be pretty amazing.
And who's coming up with that? Is that you three? You three putting your minds
We all
together?
three have we've all three had input and different parts of it that we thought up, and but Pete is the one that's doing the writing. Um, what's crazy is me and Steve approached him about doing the Draco Leopards, and we needed a storyline, and we kind of were telling him what we thought, and he was like, "Hang on a second, let me tell you this story." He had actually dreamed through a series of dreams a story, and when he woke up, he would write down what he dreamed, and he already had this base storyline when we approached him with the Draco Leopards, and the Draco Leopards just fit perfect.
Oh wow, that's cool. That is
Yes, sir.
awesome. It was meant to be. Mike Oxlong, yeah, he says old farts. Hey, 41 that's a great age. 80, right here, MK2000. Shout out to 1981. It's a great year. Mike,
Absolutely. I'll be 41 at the end of this month, July 30th.
yeah, there you go. Happy early birthday.
Yeah,
You look
thank you.
sharp. If there's any questions, oh, here you go. Are they gonna in the future produce any babies or any kind of mutations? And is that in the talks?
They have the ability to produce babies, but they do it independently. You don't have to have a male and a female to do it. They can do that independently. As far as directly in the storyline at this moment, they are not, because there's other stuff first that comes first, but they do have the ability to produce babies. Yes.
Nice. Cool. So, I mean, did you say they were going to have? Did you mention merch or no?
We are going to have our own merch line, but like I said, everybody's going to have the IP rights and access to the IP platform that they can actually make their merch on for free and ship all of it for free. So you'll have each individual person's merch, and then we'll have, of course, our own merch line that will also be out there.
Do you think that'll be something that's ran through the Discord, or are you guys going to have a website, or do you have a website that I'm not seeing?
Our website should be out in the next, I would say, 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
I the reason the website's been delayed is because we really are trying to make sure we've got everything nailed down before we create the website. There's some stuff that we're also going to add to the website along the way, like being able where the community can come on the website and go directly to the community wallet, the project wallet, our wallets, everywhere, every part of this project that has a wallet, they'll be able to access them and
Oh,
see
nice.
where the money's at all times in live. So that's some stuff we're trying to incorporate. But we will have a website up here in the next 2 weeks max.
Cool. And that'll probably be where the merch and buy everything from. Well, you said you're looking for a platform for the minting
Yes,
still, right?
but
Cool.
I think we're going to go ahead. It seems like it's probably one of the better options to mint through your website when it is mint time.
Yeah.
We're probably going to do the minting through our website.
Oh, nice. So I see here on your link tree, which by the way, if you're in the chat, the link tree is linked in the description. What is Skirpy?
Skirpy's a new crypto NFT project, social media. It's kind of like Facebook for NFT projects. I have just started building out a profile on there that's still in process. You'll
Oh,
see a lot of different projects, especially a lot of one-of-one artists are already using that platform, but that's what it's for.
cool. And then the Leopard senior artist and junior artist, is this just links to the artist's page?
Yes, it is. Links to their pages.
Nice. I wonder if I'm gonna check them out, see if they have any in their artwork. Wow,
That is actually Pete drawing himself there at the top.
this is right
Uh,
here.
yes, it is.
That
And
is
I don't
awesome.
know right now. I know he's got a lot of stuff about his family member that he lost.
Oh, I mean,
And we're actually teaching Pete how to use this social media stuff. Man, he's never really been big on the social media stuff. He's been a digital artist for a long time, man. But he's just never really been into a whole lot of the social media.
cool, man. So are there any I know it's further down the line, and I really it's cool to see that you're not trying to spread yourself too thin. You're working on one thing, you want to make sure it's solid before you move on to the next. I'm only asking it, are there any ideas on what kind of game you're going to have?
Most likely, it's going to be definitely some type of fighting because you've got the good guy and you got the bad guy, and we want to pit those two against each other in a game. We'd also like it where the Dracos can they don't just fight Hermaphites. Hermaphites for the storyline are the base bad guy, but Draco Leopards can go to any dimension, any world, any time, and take out any negative presence that's causing an unbalance. So, but initially it's going to be just the Draco Leopards and the Hermaphite. We're going to find a way, kind of like those games where you've got Alien versus Predator, stuff like that, where they face off with each other.
That's cool. I can't wait to check out the storyline. That sounds really really interesting. I like the sci-fi feel of it. That's awesome.
Yeah, if here in a few minutes you give me like I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, I'll run through a quick kind of summary of all that.
Yeah, you can. And also, I'm not sure if you're familiar. If there is anything you'd like to share, there is a share option. We can share your screen. Just be careful because you are sharing your whole screen. If there was something that you'd like to share that I don't have access to.
No, that's all right, man. You're running through all of it pretty good, and I don't want to accidentally mess something up.
Yeah. What about staking? Did we talk about staking? Is that anything? I'm not
Uh, we
sure.
were looking at we were looking at some staking possibilities down the line of you know how like the meerkats have the houses.
Yeah.
We kind of had the idea that if we did staking, and with staking, man, there's a lot of these platforms that are not sustainable. The
Yes.
staking isn't because they have nothing coming in except for resales, you
Yeah.
know. So we want to make sure before we say yes, staking is 100% going to happen that we've got these outside businesses built strong enough to support that liquidity for that. But what we were looking at for the staking, if we went that route, was instead of like meerkat houses, we would create planets, because the
Oh,
Dracos and the Hermaphites are interdimensional, can travel through universe, through dimensions, and we thought that would be a good idea for a staking platform.
that is awesome. That's pretty cool. That's different too. Let's see. We got Racket in the chat. He says, "Why so much to mint? 200 $200 seems a little high compared to most other NFT projects in the crow space."
We completely understand that, but I will give you an example. Um, a lot of let's see, I'll just use one for example. I know the Bad Aliens have their VIP pass, which gives you royalties and things like that. Uh, you know, um, they'll have different lines of stuff come out that do different things. So you eventually end up to paying for what our project does just with the Draco Leopards. You'll have to have 2 or 3 different NFTs to do the same thing that our one NFT is doing. If you read through our roadmap, uh, everything that we're doing with that money is purposely to increase the value of the community and the project itself and make it sustainable. Like I said, a lot of these projects are not sustainable. A lot of the really cheap ones that you're getting now that have these different utilities, they're going to have a very hard time sustaining that. Uh, but it's all based on what we want to do with the project, what we want to give back to the community, what we want to do with charity. That's why the price is set where it's at, because this NFT does several different things. It's not just one utility. It's got multiple utilities, and that just kind of correlated with that $200 price range.
No, yeah, I think the Bad Aliens founder pass, I want to say, is 2,500 crow, which it's about $200 somewhere around there.
It's
It's
very near that.
yeah.
And most of the really good Ethereum projects, the bigger Ethereum projects, even now that mint, unless it's a free mint, are usually in that $150 range even.
Yeah.
Uh, and and the bear market's got everybody flipped out. That's a big deal. We understand that. But the value that you're getting at $200, you're going to make that back very quickly, and then you're going to be in profit from buying an NFT. Plus, you still have the NFT, which holds value in itself.
Cool. And I see right here, quarterly lotteries giving 40% back to the holders, 40% of the
Yes, sir.
royalties. How is that going to work? It's just
Are you? I wanted this. I'm sorry. This roadmap that you have up.
I,
Did you pull that from Discord?
I pulled it from Discord. I pulled the most recent one because there was 3. So I pulled the. Is this the wrong one?
The one that has all the like planets and things like that on it. I was supposed to go in and delete. Let's see. This might be the right one. Does this one? I can't really see it very well. If it talks about the Golden Draco, then it's the right one.
Oh, I might have the wrong roadmap. Yeah, I didn't see the other one in there. But is the lottery still? Is it
Yes,
not on
yes,
the roadmap?
absolutely.
So
The
how's
lottery
that?
system. Okay, what we're going to do is, every NFT has a number, right, associated with it. So you'll have number 3,000, 2,000, 2,200, 1,100, whichever NFT. That number, let me look. I sent you some stuff on, do you have your Twitter up?
Yeah.
I actually sent you the updated roadmap in your messages. Uh, so it'll be
Okay.
associated with the number. We'll enter your number into the draw system, however many we're going to do quarterly. And if yours is kicked out, then you're one of the ones that gets a royalty that quarter. And then once that NFT has received a royalty, it's removed from the pool for the next draw until it cycles all the way back around, back to, reset the numbers. And the reason we're doing that, if you know anything about security laws and things like that, if we just turn around, a lot of the projects that are just giving it directly back without doing any kind of draw system are going to be in a world of hurt when the security laws start coming down on this. That's what makes it a security, because it makes it not a random thing. So if we do it through a randomized system, but you do it to where you pull out the old numbers and only leave the ones that haven't won in, it makes sure everybody gets their royalty, but it still looks like a lottery. It's just a back door, let's put it that way,
Yeah.
to keep you away from those security laws.
So what's your vision behind this project? What is your goal? What do you
We
what do you,
our goal really is to make sure that the community it rises with us. We want to build the strongest community. We all going to come up together. It's going to put money in your pocket. You're going to have the backing of the community itself. You're going to have the ability to start businesses with the project. It's really all about bringing the community up. And we've seen the reason we went that route is because we've seen so many projects out there that don't. They just don't do that, and the community's been begging for a project that actually does something for them.
yeah.
And we were all three of us were raised, in some bad situations. We grew up poor. We grew up in, on streets and everything else. And we wanted to make sure that we could help other people and that we could give them the opportunity to walk through a door like we did.
That's great, man. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Where do you see in your opinion 1 year from now, where do you see the project with the way it's growing as of right now?
Definitely we're going to have this mint done here in the next few months. We're going to have this community built. We're gaining traction here recently a lot. It's starting to get in front of more people. I could see probably into phase 2, pretty good distance into phase 2 of this roadmap within a year. We're not going to rush anything. We have no reason to. That's why we're not minting yet. We're going to make sure our community's strong and ready to go. Um, and we want to be able to. The reason we're taking as long as we are with the first part is because a lot of projects they mint and then it takes a long time to start getting any benefit from that.
Yeah.
We want to be able day one when you mint, you're going to start with the benefits of everything that's in the roadmap.
Yeah, that's cool because a lot of projects just like, okay, I minted it. Now I got to wait 6, 7 months for them to do something with
Yeah,
it. And you basically
yeah,
just got a
exactly,
JPEG. That's great.
exactly.
So did you say that you'd be able to go over a little bit of the storyline that you have set up for them?
Absolutely. First off, kind of go over where Draco Leopards come from. Hermaphites. Okay, the Draco Leopards, as I said a while ago, are interdimensional. They can time travel. They can travel across universes, across time in a blink of an eye. Their bodies store different types of radiation, which allows them to shift and time travel and interdimensional travel, in the blink of an eye. Hermaphites can also do all those things, but they actually have to use technology to do so. Now, the Draco Leopards and the Hermaphites, the Draco Leopard's homeworld was destroyed by a disease. As a direct result of that disease, you have the Hermaphites. The disease is what created the Hermaphites. And the Hermaphites are, overlords, extremely evil, but they're very powerful. And they travel to different societies, different universes, different civilizations, and they wipe them off the map. They completely destroy them, erase them from history. And the Draco Leopards are chasing them this entire time, trying to take them out. Now, a Draco Leopard and a Hermaphite can be killed, but they don't die of old age. They don't die of disease. None of those things can affect them, but they can be killed. So the Draco Leopards are trying to wipe them out because they're they're like locusts. They're a plague, and they just completely, like locusts destroy crops. That's what they do to civilizations. Um, for some reason, and I'll explain a little bit of that. They keep coming back to Earth, but they haven't wiped us out. And there's a reason why they haven't wiped us out. Hermaphites are sterile; they can't reproduce. So if the Dracos have wiped all their numbers out, then they're gone. They have no more numbers. But they have found that there's a genetic marker in humanity that they believe will give them the ability to reproduce again. And that genetic marker is from ancient Dracos that have visited Earth since the beginning of time, and their DNA was intertwined with humanity. This genetic marker it's been bred down so far. For some reason, the genetic marker shows up in people that's reached the highest level of society, whether that be leaders, musicians, Hollywood actors, big CEOs, ancient pharaohs, all these different rulers, Caesars, they all have this genetic marker. So they keep coming back. And for example, JFK, you remember we all know JFK was assassinated, or at least maybe, right? But there's also a lot of lore that goes around that. Nobody really knows how it happened, who shot him. We know who they got put in jail, but we don't know if it was really him. The reason for that is because Kennedy had this genetic marker, and the Hermaphites are after him. Well, the Draco Leopards actually saved the original JFK, but they have him on ice. He's in a cryogenic state, and of course, he can't be returned to humans right now because humans would not. They would freak out if they knew there was this giant 8-foot Draco Leopard that's been visiting Earth since the beginning of time. So the JFK that we seen get assassinated was actually a Hermaphite that had phased to look like JFK to infiltrate the government. And it was a Draco Leopard that actually assassinated JFK, quote unquote, but it was a Hermaphite. This has happened throughout history. I can tell you this: if you've ever wondered if Tupac, Biggie, Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, you ever wondered if any of these people that had all this conspiracy around them are actually still alive, I can confirm with you that they are.
Yeah, that is very interesting, man. That's cool.
And you'll see too how as it plays out. All of our humanities, like different fantasies and different fantasy creatures and different lore, like Asian dragons, sphinxes, the Greek gods, the Norse gods, Roman gods, Christianity, all of these different creatures and stuff throughout time, and gods and stuff are all derived from humanity coming into contact with ancient Draco leopards at some point in our history. And Dracos can phase from different, like shapeshift basically, from different creatures to different forms. People that have come in contact with what they believe to be demons or what they believe to be angels, those are either Draco leopards or Hermaphites. So that's where a lot of humanity's lore is built from.
Are there going to be, you call them, they're Hermaphites, right?
Yes, sir.
Are there going to be any of those minting on the first mint, or is that a future project, or is that
that's in the future? The enemy will actually be the final mint that we have planned. Once we build out the Draco Leopards and their storyline is cemented, then we will release the enemy. Of course that's going to build a lot of hype for the enemy because this storyline we're going to release it in chapters, and that'll build all the way from when you mint the Draco Leopards all the way to when the Hermaphites come out. And when that happens, you're going to be able to do a lot of really cool stuff when both of them are out. You know what I mean?
Cool. Let me just catch up on the chat really quick. Seek Truth 100, build the community first. Yes. And
Yes,
everybody,
sir.
thank you for showing up. Methodically random. I can't read big words. How big is the NFT collection going to be? I think you said, was it 10,000 on the first one?
Yes, and the future mints, we're actually going to use some different burn mechanisms to ensure that the numbers stay low. So you don't end up with a 40, 50,000 piece collection. It will be at maximum. At maximum, you'll have a 10,000 Draco, 10,000 Hermaphite. But we're actually looking at ways to reduce both of those numbers at some point, where you would have 5,000 Dracos, 5,000 Hermaphites, and it still be a 10,000 collection in the end.
Oh, nice. And
we don't want to run the numbers way up. We want to keep the rarity,
Yeah. That guy, thanks for showing up. Yo, what's going on? MK2000, what's up, that guy? The story is getting crazy. Definitely interesting. It was a cool story. What the actual fuck did I walk into? That guy cracked. He probably came in right in the middle of the story.
Yeah.
And then Mick asked, what about Elvis?
That's another one. And any kind of craziness that's ever happened throughout the history of humanity, Dracos or Hermaphites have directly affected that. So there's your hint.
That's awesome. I mean, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us, like to tell us about your project? We went over a good amount, but there's always something. I know when I get off the streams, I'm like, man, I should have talked about that. Anything else you'd like to share?
I'm sure I'll do the same thing, man. As soon as you hit the exit button, I'm gonna be like, crud, I should have told them this, man. But no, really, I just want everybody to understand where our heart is and where we're coming from. And those that have been around us know we give without any expectation. And this project is a direct representation of how we're built from top to bottom. We're building everything in this project, including the Discord. Right now, there's been some bugs with it, but we're going to release the economy. We've already released the economy system in our Discord, which will give you the opportunity just from being active to earn the Draco Leopard coin in the Discord, which you can then use to purchase the NFTs. You can use to get merch for free. And I just want people, to see who we are and that this project is a direct reflection of who we are. It's giving back to the community, giving opportunities, and that's just the way we're built.
Cool. Well, I have no more questions for the chat. I pretty much went through everything. I really appreciate you coming on here, especially taking you're at work right now and then taking the time to talk about your project. I respect that. It's really cool.
I do remember one thing now. I'm glad you
Yeah.
gave us that extra couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Another utility that we're looking at, if you look at our roadmap, we're planning on doing a cartoon and comics and things like that down the road, which anything that we make money off of, including that, a percentage is going to go back to the holders. Everything we do that brings in any kind of income is going to go back to holders. But we're actually, when we make the cartoon, if you hold a Draco that's used in the cartoon, you'll be the first person in line to voice act that character. So you're actually going to be able to be part of the cartoon and voice act.
So what? That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
yes, sir.
Your cartoon, if your NFT is in that cartoon, you can voice act your NFT.
Yes.
Wow, that is
absolutely.
That is pretty cool.
And that also, if it makes it big, that also opens you up for another form of income because you'll get a royalty for your voice being in there.
Yeah. How are you guys looking to do this yourself? I know this is only in the talks, but are you looking to do it yourself, or is it you bringing in an outside entity to help you out with this, or how's that going to work?
We're going to do some of the work ourselves, but it will be bringing in, outside animators. I know Pete has some connections because of his comic book connections and Marvel connections, all those different things, that will help us out. We also have, I have one connection at Cartoon Network, so that's a possibility. So we will be bringing in outside people for the animation portion.
That is pretty unique. I haven't heard. I don't think I've heard anything like that before. Having an animated cartoon, and if your NFT's in there, you be first in line to be a voice actor. That's pretty neat.
Yes, sir. That's the one thing you gave me the time to remember. So thank you.
Cool, no worries. I just got to put this up real quick. It's that guy said, "I'm built different. I can break an egg with my ass cheeks." Thank you, that guy. Thank you for that info. He's got his own YouTube channel also. He pretty much just chills, does his own thing. He's great to have on here. He's funny as hell.
I got you.
Cool, man.
I bet doing these things, you get some pretty crazy comments though, just from random people saying dumb stuff.
And same here. When I'm on someone else's stream too, I kind of get a kick out of just throwing something in there, see if they read it out loud.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
It's all fun. We got a really great community over here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I look forward to checking out what you guys got in the future. So, always reach out once you guys have some, something more progress that you want to talk about and you want to jump back on the channel. Just reach out and then we'll do it again.
Absolutely, it's just about building that community right now for us.
Yes,
and I guess I will say on Twitter, we do 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We hold our spaces. We're also going to go on, I think, a buddy of yours, Texas Tornadoes channel tomorrow at 6:15 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Oh yeah, NATO's great. He's actually him and a few others are the reason that inspired me to even do this. He helped me out a lot. He showed I wouldn't even know how to use this platform if it wasn't for Texas Tornado and Waddy Rodriguez. They really helped me out a lot.
That's awesome. And shout out to Doc.
Oh yeah,
he's loving people's faces off.
He's loving everybody's face off right now. Cool, man. Well, I appreciate it. You got any closing comments before we shut it down?
I just want to thank everybody that came in and anybody that's going to watch it in the future. If you want to be part of something amazing and an amazing community and an amazing project that's actually built for you and not the creators, we're the project for you. Come check us out.
Cool, man. I look forward to having you back in the future. Everybody in the chat, thank you for showing up. I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. All the links in the description to check out Draco Leopard Gang. That's all we got for you. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.